Today I'll be showing you the Halloween pins that I purchased for the 2024 Halloween season. There were a lot of cool Halloween pins released this year and I got quite a bit of them. I have 26 Halloween pins here to show you, and out of these 26, only 8 of them glow in the dark, which I thought was a little low, but it's still pretty cool to see which ones glow in the dark. So out of these pins, I have some from Disney, some from Pink a la Mode, Disney Pins Blog, and I even have a fantasy pin in here, which is super cool. So this is a lot of pins to go through, so let's get right to it and take a look at the pins. So I'm going to start with this series here. They actually had quite a few, but I just bought these 4. So these are basically kind of Mickey and Friends and some other characters here. We have Mickey and he's got his skeleton costume with a cape. Super cool. We have some bats in the background, and these are all just open edition pins. You can see there, not limited edition or anything like that. They're all black tone finish, and they do all glow in the dark, which you can imagine is the background. So it looks pretty cool in the background with the bats and stuff on these. So I got Mickey and I got Minnie with Figaro. This one is super cute. I have Figaro down inside a pumpkin. Awesome. Same kind of background with the bats. She's got a bow with a jack-o'-lantern right there. And then I got Stitch, who is popping out of a jack-o'-lantern. Thought that one was super cool too. And then I also got Winnie the Pooh. So he is inside a jack-o'-lantern. He has another gourd back here. He's got a witch's hat. This one's pretty cool too. So, as I said, these do all glow in the dark, so we can look at the difference here between daylight and in the dark. Pretty cool. I really like how the background, little bats show up in the background. I think that's a pretty neat effect. All right, the next one I have here, I think it's part of the same series, and this one is Mickey and Friends in a haunted house here. Haunted mansion, maybe? And we have Mickey and Donald and Goofy. Goofy's down here laying on some pumpkins. Donald's got some pumpkins there. And they're in Mickey's in the same costume. I didn't get the Donald and Goofy pins that look like the other ones, but I did get this one. And this is, again, an open edition pen. And this one also glows in the dark. All the background there glows in the dark, which is kind of cool. So now we have the Mickey's Pumpkin Patch one, and this is a Magic Key pen from Disneyland. And this one has Mickey in that same outfit. We have a couple of jack-o'-lanterns there, and it says Mickey's Pumpkin Patch, established 1928, Disneyland Resort. And this one is a pen-on-pen. You can see the Mickey in the sign, or the top pen, and then the background pen is that same moon, but this one has the castle back there with a bat up here, and that of course does glow. I'll show you that soon. And back here you can see it's a Magic Key pen. Yeah, very cool. And this one glows just like the rest, but I do like this one a little better because I like the silhouette of the castle where it glows. So that one's pretty cool. So now we have Grogu dressed up for Halloween. So he has got his skeleton costume on, and he's got a really cool Mandalorian candy bucket here. And then he's eating some candy, and the candy is the PVC material where it kind of bumps up. You can kind of see it right there. So it's got like a little rubber texture to him, even the one he's eating. So that's pretty cool. Those all bump up. And this is an open edition pen. And this one I got from the Disney store, but they have this in the parks too, I believe. And this one glows in the dark, and it kind of does a little bit better glow than the other ones, where you get all the bones from the skeleton costume glow in the dark. So that one's pretty cool. So here's another one I got from the Disney store, and this one is Jafar as the snake. We have Iago here, and he's captured Aladdin. It is a pen-on-pen. You can see here. You have this big cauldron, and the Aladdin in the bottom part of the snake are the top pen part. And then the back, you have the top of the snake, and then you have a see-through element here, which you can see from the back. See the part that you see through there. And this is a limited edition 1000. But I thought this one was pretty cool. I like the see-through stuff. If I bring in something white here, you can see how that looks with white behind it. Really cool. And nothing glows in the dark on this one. Right, so now we have some Disney Pins blog ones, and this is the Evil Queen with the poison apple here. It's that 3-inch pen, and the poison apple is awesome in the background there. You got the Evil Queen right there, and then she's got the poison apple. It's got a kind of a decorative frame around it. And this one here, it's actually a special edition 250, although it doesn't say it on the back. Here we have another one from Disney Pins blog, and this one is really cool. So it's got like a mirrored background, so you can kind of see like it's a mirror there. And we have Pluto in his pumpkin costume, and we have Goofy in a mummy costume. He's dumping out the whole bowl of candy in his mouth. This one is pretty cool. This one is a limited edition 300, I believe. Oh, there we go. Special edition of 300. And this one does glow in the dark, and it glows in the dark really cool. So you can actually see Pluto and Goofy and the trees and the moon and stars in the background. So I like how this one glows. So here's another one from Disney Pins blog, and this one is Jacques and Gus. And this is more of a fall pen, not really a Halloween pen, but I thought I'd throw it in here anyway. And this one is a stained glass pen. So you have Jacques and Gus here has got 2 pumpkins that he's carrying. And you can see through the leaves. If I put a white piece of paper behind it, you can see right through those leaves. Super cool pen. I love stained glass pens. And if we flip it over, you can see the parts that you can see through. So those are all of the different colored leaves. And this one, only 300 of these were made. It doesn't say it on the back, but on the website it does say that only 300 were produced. Thought this was a pretty cool fall pen. So here we have a fantasy pen from Da Vinci Fantasy Pens. And this one is titled Hollows, and it has Mickey and Pluto sitting in, it looks like pile of leaves, and they have a couple of jack-o'-lanterns. I love the design of this pen, super cool. Got Mickey right there and Pluto, the jack-o'-lanterns. Very nice pen. Look at how thick that thing is too. That's awesome. And on the back you can see the title of the pen there. It says Hollows with the couple of jack-o'-lanterns, and it is a limited edition of 50. And this 5 right here means that this is the 5th pen out of the 50. Super nice. Now we have a bunch of Pink a la Mode ones. So this one here, I love. This one is Mickey as a mummy. I love how he's got his eyes closed and he's just walking. This one is super cool. These are special edition of 300. And I just love how like the cutouts, you know, these little thin pieces like his tail and then a piece of the mummy material coming off there. Super nice. These are all a black tone finish, and you can see on the back it does say special edition 300. Love this pen design. So I had 4 of the Pink a la Mode pens, and then when I was making this video I realized that they had them on sale and they had them 50% off. So I went and bought like 10 more. So I have a bunch of these Pink a la Mode ones to show you. So here is Minnie, Mickey back there. This is Minnie Mouse in her, is this a witch costume or fairy costume? I'm actually not sure. Then she's got her wand here with the star. Super nice. We have Goofy in his mummy costume also. Kind of joins Mickey there. I like it. And then Daisy, just carrying a little bucket or cauldron. Looks like a cauldron of candy. Like that. Looks like she's a vampire. And then we have Pluto, and he is in his pumpkin costume here. And if that looks familiar, it is. It is the same design as this one here. Same Pluto, and even Goofy's in that same outfit too, but not the exact same pose. But this one's the same pose. But that's okay, because this is a really cool design. And then we have Donald. So we actually have Donald, he's always mad. It looks like his candy busted out of his bag, so they kind of match there. Some vampires there. And then we have Chip and Dale. Awesome. Dale is on top of Chip here. I'm not really sure what they're supposed to be. Anybody know? And then we have Winnie the Pooh. Love this one. And he is dressed as a bee. Super nice. And then I got some villains. So I got the evil queen here. She's holding the poison apple. And again, with the pin designs, this is the same design as this. Little different shading colors on the evil queen there, but it's the same design. I thought that one was pretty cool. And I also got Maleficent. Super nice. Got Diablo right here on our staff. And then Hades was the other villain I got. I just like that pose and the 2 colors of fire there. And none of these here glow in the dark, even though I thought these would. These kind of look like they would glow in the dark, but they don't. And then the last of the pink a la mode ones I got were some Nightmare Before Christmas. So we have Jack, and I love this one because this is very similar to the Mickey Mummy one, where it's just really thin pieces and you can see through all of the little details of Jack's like collar and stuff there. So I really like that one. And then I had to get Sally to go with Jack. So she's got her colorful dress on here, and she's got a jack-o'-lantern up there. Super nice. And then of course, if you get Jack and Sally, you gotta get Zero. So we have Zero, and he's carrying his basket here of candy. Super nice pins, and hey, I love getting them 50% off too. So those were the Halloween pins I added to my collection for 2024. Let me know down in the comments which one was your favorite, and if we're pin twins on any of these. My favorite here is the fantasy pin with Mickey and Pluto kind of in the pumpkin patch and the leaves there. That's my favorite out of all of these, but it was followed closely by the Disney Pins blog one with Pluto and Goofy trick-or-treating, and I really like how that one lights up in the dark. So I started collecting Halloween pins last year in 2023, so I need to take last year's pins and then all of these pins and then put them on a Halloween pin board, and then I can put it back here in the background for my 2025 Halloween pin collection video. So I hope you enjoyed seeing all the Halloween pins I purchased this year. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.